if you have bad English, you will never close a sale. So English is not my native language. And 10 months ago, I thought it was impossible to do calls and make sales, especially in English. I thought I will never get a sale bigger than $27 because I was afraid to go on calls. So this is me, my face on one of the calls. And I remember back then I used to sell like $20 product on sales calls and that didn't work. I didn't believe in my product. I didn't believe in myself and in my English. I thought people don't even understand what I'm talking about. So it was difficult for me to sell anything, and I couldn't sell at all. But then, after doing 250 calls, I started closing high ticket clients in English and communicating like a professional, selling my own information products. So that's what I did after doing 250 calls. It was a long time. I had to learn a lot of stuff. And in this video, I will give you 5 tips that will help you improve your English so you can do sales calls and achieve your financial goals as an entrepreneur. Because, well, you probably want to become an entrepreneur or you are an entrepreneur right now and you want to start doing calls, but it's extremely difficult to do that in English. So, the first thing you need to do is to change your attitude. This is probably the most important tip. And if you don't understand how attitude works, you will not understand the rest of this video. So please, please pay full attention. So attitude is the way you think about something. So let's say you think negatively about English, right? It's like, well, I can't be confident in English. It's really difficult for me. If you think that you cannot do something, you genuinely will not do it. If you think negatively about English, you will never do it. Like, how the hell are you going to become fluent in English without thinking positively about it? Right? It's not going to happen. It's like if you think negatively about learning English, well, I guess I can't become fluent. I'm a non-native speaker. It took me 10 years to learn English and I'm still not fluent. I guess it's not going to happen. Right? It's not going to happen. It's literally not going to happen because you think about it negatively. But as soon as you shift your thinking process, as soon as you start thinking positively about something, that's when you actually achieve this goal. That's when this goal actually becomes real and you can actually touch it with your hands and you can actually use it, right? You can use your English. It could be something else. It could be sales. It's like if you can't do sales, well, just change your attitude towards it. And suddenly you start speaking a lot better on sales calls. Suddenly you feel more confident. So I had the attitude that I can't record YouTube videos, genuinely. So like a few years ago, I wanted to start my YouTube channel. And you know what? I thought it's really difficult for me to record YouTube videos. I thought it's impossible. There's like a lot of jobs in the world that are more difficult than recording YouTube videos, right? There's like, you can become an astronaut, you can become a firefighter, you can become a policeman, you can become like, there's a lot of difficult professions in life where you have to spend a lot of time learning this profession. Then you have to like physically exert yourself and just simply stay on a job for 10 hours every day. That's difficult, right? But recording a 10-minute YouTube video should not be difficult, right? But it was difficult for me. I couldn't record a 10-minute video. Why? Because I had a negative attitude. I had a negative attitude that I cannot do it. And so as a result, I spent 6 months and maybe like even a year wandering and just trying to record a YouTube video. I didn't like the way I look on camera. Like I had so many excuses and they were just in my mind, right? They were just in my mind. That's literally it, right? It's like if you want to become a policeman, it's probably easier to do that than to record yourself on camera if you have this negative belief in your mind that you cannot do it. So if you can't speak English and if you believe that you can't speak English, you will never speak English and it will be more difficult for you than to become a firefighter or an astronaut. You can literally become an astronaut but can't speak English, right? That could happen. So great attitude also comes with great perspective. So what you need to realize is that if you want to achieve something worthwhile, you also need to have great perspective. You also need to think extremely positively about literally everything. So for example, you go on a sales call and you made a mistake in your English. So you say, that's good. So I made this mistake. I'm not going to make it again, right? It's like a positive perspective. But when you have a negative perspective, it could be something like, oh, I made a mistake. I guess the person thinks that I'm not confident, and so I guess I'm not gonna close the deal. It's gonna be difficult for me. So when you have a negative perspective, what's gonna happen? You're gonna have negative attitude, and as a result, you're not gonna make a sale. And as a result, your English will suck. And as a result, the next time you go on a speaking or you go on a sales call, it's not going to be as smooth. So adopt the positive perspective. Everything is good. Everything is serving you in some shape or form. And even bad English will never stop you. You can reframe it, right? So it's like you're probably thinking that, well, my English is bad. It's like I was not born in US, and so I'm a non-native speaker, and so it just sucks. Like I'm not fortunate. I was born in Brazil or in Portugal or in Spain or in Italy or somewhere else like in Greece, and I never knew English, right? And it took me a lot of time to learn it. So I'm not fortunate, I guess. I guess I just suck. I should just give up, right? It's like it's a negative perspective, right? But if you reframe it in a positive way, so for example, well, I've never learned English, but it's an opportunity. Like I can learn English, and when I learn English, I'm just going to translate lessons I learned from English by learning. It's like when I learned English, I learned some lessons, right? So for example, if you want to learn English, first you have to have positive attitude. So that's a really good lesson. And so I can translate this lesson to sales. And so the next time I'm doing a sales call, I'm going to be more charismatic and I'm going to have a really positive attitude just because I learned English. And so this video is like a gift to you, right? From God, literally. Okay, we're not going to get too deep, but this video will literally help you achieve your sales goals. And it's just because you're not a native speaker, right? It's like you clicked on this video because you're not a native speaker. And that literally helps you make more sales. So that's awesome. And that's a positive perspective. If you adopt this positive perspective, you're going to make a lot more sales and your English will become a lot better by just simply shifting the way you think about it. So your mind can hold only one thought at a time. And since there's nothing at all to be gained by being negative, be positive. So I really hope you understand this first point, and now let's go to the second one. So the second one is importance, how we really want to improve our English, right? So here's how you can practice your articulation so you sound better on sales calls and so you speak better on sales calls. And maybe if you want to record YouTube videos like I'm doing right now, or just like other kinds of videos like YouTube shorts, or let's say you want to create a course or something, it's going to be easy for you as well. So you want to practice articulation. And there's a simple framework I use, and I use it to improve my own English, and I use it to improve other people's English, right? So I have my own clients, and I literally show them this framework every time, and they use it to improve their English. So it's called consume, explain, and feedback. First, you consume. So you listen and read something in English, right? It could be a podcast, it could be a YouTube video, it could be a book. So you're literally downloading the information into your brain, right? So you watch like a 10-minute video, and now you know what this video is about, and all the information is in your brain. You can recall it, right? So you literally downloaded it into your brain, and then you want to explain it. So you want to explain this information to people, to your friend, or to somebody on a, let's say like a speaking call, or to a native speaker, or to your friend, or somebody else, or to your cactus or cat, or maybe it also could be your camera. So like I'm doing right now, I'm explaining something I learned as well. So you are literally uploading the information. You're uploading the information to somebody. So right now I'm doing it on to camera, right? Maybe you are uploading this information in your friend's brain or in your cactus brain. It's not going to happen. But you get the point. You are uploading the information. And the last step is learning, right? Which is getting feedback. You get feedback. Well, you can't get feedback from a cactus, right? But you can get feedback from your friend, or you can get feedback by watching the recording of your video, right? So you're getting feedback. Or you also get feedback by explaining the information. So it's like when you are explaining the information, what you've learned from the video, you are literally giving yourself feedback. You are getting feedback from yourself because you are paying attention to how you speak. Right now, I'm recording this video, I'm paying attention to the text, but I'm also paying attention to the words I say, because if I make a mistake in English, I'm probably going to notice it, right? So that's how you can basically practice pronunciation. First, you consume content. It is really important because if you just simply practice talking on camera without anything, well, you probably can talk about something. But if you prepare like a video before and you download the video, and you actually not only downloading the video and the information from the video, but also all the necessary vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. So you downloaded it into your brain, and then you are uploading it, and you are uploading it on camera or to people. And so then after that, you're getting feedback as well. You're watching the recording, or you're getting feedback from yourself or from other person or from your coach or teacher, right? And so this way, you are literally going to skyrocket your English. Because if you simply practice speaking, it's not going to get you as much result, because you have zero information in your brain to upload, right? It's going to be difficult for you. And also, if you don't get feedback from people, well, how the hell in the world are you going to learn? Because you're literally learning by getting feedback, right? So this is a really powerful way to practice your articulation and to improve your articulation. And when you do that, it's going to be a lot easier for you to do sales calls. And also, I want to mention that you want to watch videos related to the topic you are going to sell. So if you do sales calls, you want to consume information related to your product. So for example, right now I'm talking about English. So what I want to watch is videos about English, right? If for example, your topic is business, right? You're selling like a business product, or you're selling like a coaching package, you should watch videos about that. If your product, let's say, is about nutrition, watch videos about nutrition. If your product is about gym, watch videos about gym or something like this. So you probably understand how this works, and that's amazing, because now let's go to the third step. So the third step is bad pronunciation, right? The thing is, we all used to struggle with pronunciation as non-native speakers, right? And so bad pronunciation will literally lead to no sales, because bad pronunciation and intonation makes you sound unprofessional. So let's say I'm trying to speak to somebody, or I'm trying to speak to you right now, and I read this text, right? For example, bad pronunciation and intonation makes you sound unprofessional. So how does that sound? It's like I'm playing the piano right now. So I'm literally playing the piano, for example, and I'm hitting one key. Dun 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 dun, right? So it's like bad pronunciation and intonation makes you sound unprofessional. It's just boring, right? Nobody's gonna listen to me. I'm talking like a I'm not gonna say, I wanted to say a swear word, but I'm not going to. So the thing is, if you have better intonation and better pronunciation, you're gonna sound like a piano, like a person actually playing the piano, like a really good player, right? So bad pronunciation and intonation makes you sound unprofessional. Do you notice the difference? Like right now I'm playing the piano. Right now I'm hitting different keys on the piano, right? So you want to learn correct pronunciation and correct intonation when it comes to speaking. So here's how you can do this. Here's a simple framework for you. So first, you consume information. It could be listening to proper pronunciation, for example, right? Or you're reading a text as well, right? So you simply read a text, you prepare like a text, then you listen to it one or two times to get the pronunciation and intonation, right? And then you try to replicate it. So you try to copy the correct pronunciation and read this text aloud yourself. So, for example, we prepare like a text. So you can read like a book or something, or you can prepare a text with ChatGPT, right? And then when you prepare this text, you can use, you can use like text to speech tool to create the proper pronunciation and intonation and the voice recording of this text, right? So here's like a lot of different tools, but it's a lot better to get this recording from a real person, because if you listen to AI, they have really, really, really bad intonation. So this is a problem. It's like you want to get both. You want to get good pronunciation and good intonation. But when you listen to AI recording, it's just going to sound a bit odd, right? Right now, there are a lot of good AIs, good voice AIs that can replicate really good intonation as well. So you can find that AI and create a text for yourself, which you can listen to. So when you create this text, you can just replicate. So replicate, which is just to copy the correct pronunciation and intonation from ChatGPT, from AI, or from a real person who reads this text, and then read this text aloud yourself. And you can also record yourself as well while doing it so you can see the mistakes you've made on that recording. And so you can give yourself feedback. So this way, you're going to simply perfect your intonation and pronunciation. And as a result, you're going to sound more confident. You're going to sound like a native speaker, and people will trust you more and you'll sound more professional. I hope this makes sense because this is really important. Like these three first steps are really important. And now let's go to the fourth one: create structure and practice it. So this doesn't really relate to English. It's more about the sales, right? So, rule of thumb: if you cannot improvise, do something without preparation in your native language, you cannot do it in English, right? So, if, for example, you can't record a video in your native language without a script, you cannot do it in English. And it's not because you have bad English, it's just because you cannot improvise, right? So if you go on a sales call and you've never done it in your native language, it's going to be difficult for you to do it in English. So what you need to have is the structure. You need to have a really good structure for your sales call. So I'm not sure what you're doing exactly, right? Like I don't know what you are doing, like what is your job or what is your business, but you want to create a structure for your sales calls. So first you want to like ask questions from a person, you want to write down the questions that you want to ask the person, right? Then you want to provide like a pitch after the questions, so the thing that you're going to sell, right? Then you want to understand how to handle objections from a person. So you want to create the entire structure for your sales calls. You probably know how to do that because you've been watching like different maybe YouTubers, maybe you've completed some courses on how to do calls. So that's pretty straightforward. But just I want you to understand that if you don't have the structure and if you cannot improvise in English and in your native language, it's going to be difficult for you to speak, right? And so please do not blame English for that. It's not your bad English. It's just because you don't know what to say because you don't have a structure, right? In the beginning, like this is my photo again, I didn't have a proper structure. And so if I had a proper structure, I would sweat less. I know that's funny. So it's basically going to make you fluent fast if you have the proper structure for your calls. So that's pretty easy. Create the structure and also memorize the ending of the call. So this is the fifth tip, which is if you forget how to end the call, just memorize the ending, right? I know it's funny, but I didn't know how to end the call. I didn't know how to end the call, how to end the YouTube video, and I'm like, what should I say next? Basically, my calls were longer than expected, and at the end, I was just like talking with the person. I didn't know how to end the call. I'm like, when are you going to shut up, right? So the thing is, you need to memorize the ending, and you need to just simply memorize the ending. That's it, right? So you want to create like an ending that you want to say at the end, right? So for example, it could be, thanks for the call, man. It was nice connecting with you. See you in our program. I can't wait to help you with X. I can't wait to help you lose your weight, or I can't help you to I can't help you. I can't wait to help you improve your English or something like this. As you can see, when you memorize the ending of the call, it's just going to be a lot easier for you to end the call and you're going to sweat less, okay? So these were the 5 tips to improve your English and to improve your sales calls in English. So first, change your attitude. This is the most important step. Then practice articulation. Please improve your articulation because that's really important. That's just going to help you sound more confident, more natural, and you're going to know a lot more words in English, right? And you're also going to improve your pronunciation by or improving your articulation. And then also improve your pronunciation because pronunciation just going to help you sound more confident and professional, even if you say something with bad grammar or even if you don't have like a rich vocabulary. If you have bad pronunciation, it's just going to ruin everything else, right? So then create a structure, practice it, and memorize the ending of the call. So these were the top 5 tips. And also, if you want to get your own personalized English roadmap for free, so I'm going to basically give you the advice for you, specifically for your situation, you can join my free community where you can get it. So link in description, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.